Badass of the Week is produced by High Five Content and 7 Bucks Productions. December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The USS West Virginia sat moored in the calm blue waters of paradise. Below deck, Mess Attendant Second Class Doris Miller was finishing his morning shift. A calm, relaxed Sunday. He was folding laundry. Then, the bombs started falling. The Japanese attack was a shockwave. Explosives ripped through the steel hull. Torpedoes tore into the West Virginia's port side, flooding the decks and shaking the massive battleship to its core. The sound was instant, absolute chaos. The relentless rattle of machine gun fire, the screams of men, the white-hot roar of explosives. Doris Miller, a man whose job was to serve food, not fight, didn't hesitate. He plunged through the smoke-filled corridors towards the bridge. Amid the wreckage, he found his captain, Mervyn Bennion, mortally wounded. Miller, all 6'3" and 200 pounds of him, hoisted the commander onto his back and rushed him through the ship, carrying his leader to a sheltered spot where the captain could still issue his final orders. But when Doris emerged onto the main deck, the sky was still full of death. Zeros, Japanese fighters, were strafing the ship, their guns stitching lines of fire across the steel. Miller looked across the deck. Silence. The .50 caliber Browning anti-aircraft guns stood unmanned. The surprise attack had been total. The West Virginia's crew was decimated, scrambling, or below deck fighting the flooding. Nobody was shooting back. Yet. Doris Miller, the mess attendant, a man who was untrained in how to use this weapon and who had never fired a machine gun before in his life. Miller sprinted to the gun, grabbed the cold, heavy charging handle, and pulled. He sighted the crosshairs on a Zero slicing through the smoke. He squeezed the trigger. Hello, and welcome back to Badass of the Week. My name is Ben Thompson, and this is the show where we tell the badass history of badasses. I am here today with a special guest. We are joined by comedian, Instagram famous comedian, Rob Mayfield. Rob, thank you so much for being on the show. Welcome to Badass of the Week.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? I'm excited to be on the show, man. I appreciate you guys reaching out to me. Like when I got the DM, I was like, bet, I'm down. I didn't really care what it was. I'm like, I'll do it. I was like, bet, this sounds fun. So I was just like, cool. Anytime I could get with more creatives and talk about content or talk about anything that I know is gonna be funny, I'm down with it. So I appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, we're very happy to have you here. We're going to talk about some pretty cool stuff today. It's kind of a comedy goldmine whenever you're talking about the Japanese invasion of Pearl Harbor.
The joke's right itself.
Yeah, exactly. But you are a Navy vet, is that correct?
Yeah, I did 14 years.
Oh, wow.
14 years in the Navy. I signed up March. Actually, I was on my way at boot camp March 3rd, 2004. And my last official day was Christmas 2018.
Oh, wow.
So that week of Christmas, I was checking out.
Very cool.
I was getting my paperwork and signing out. And it was so cool because at that time, I already decided that like, stand-up comedy is like what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. Like I have a regular day job, but comedy is my career. That's my passion. So It was so cool because I felt like a scene out of a movie because on your last day, you're supposed to do you're supposed to talk to your career counselor and have this like real deep conversation on like, oh, what's your goals and dreams after the military? What are you going to do? How do you support your family? I just handed them a flyer of like my first paid show. And it was like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And they was like, all right, cool. And they signed off on my paperwork. And that was it. I drove back up from Corpus Christi, Texas, back up here to Chicago. And I just hit the ground running and been doing comedy for 8 years.
Oh wow, that's awesome! Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
kind of a good. I have a story. My friend was an art history major, and he was like, he was getting out of school, and his girlfriend's dad was like, "What are you gonna do with that? Like, what's that degree for?" And then he was like, "Actually, I've got like an internship with like the most famous like glass design artist." He was working for like Chihuly. He's like, I've actually got this job working for this super famous guy that, and so he was like, that always felt good, you know, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that? Well, got it all.
Yeah, and that's how it usually is. Because like when you're in the Navy, man, they don't want you to do nothing but Navy. They like, oh, you can't get out. You're so close. Just do another 6 years. I'm like, man, my body is physically beat down from being like doing all these deployments. And then I got daughters, so I was away from my children a lot. So that was starting to take a toll on me. I'm like, man, I want to be around for my kids, because I was missing like little key moments. So I'm like, yeah, I think this is it. I was like, this is gonna be my last year. And around that last year, that's when I really got into stand-up comedy. Like I was selling because my Instagram handle is Make the World Laugh. So I was around the base selling Make the World Laugh t-shirts to, you know, promote comedy. I'm like, man, come see me do an open mic, you know, at this bar up the street. So I was getting support from a lot of from my Navy family. They would come out. They was like, oh yeah, well that's gonna be our morale booster for Friday.
Yeah, that's cool.
They was like, we're gonna go see, you know, Mayfield perform at the Mesquite Comedy Club in Corpus Christi, Texas. So they came out, and I shocked a lot of people, because they was like, man, we thought we was going to have to clown you the next day at work. We thought you was going to talk about you like, oh, yeah, we went to go see Rob. He wasn't funny, blah, blah, blah. But I surprised a lot of them. They like, yo, you really are funny. And
I went there to heckle you, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
So what was your rating? What'd you do for the Navy?
I was a logistics specialist.
Okay.
I was a logistics specialist in the Navy, storekeeper. So pretty much anything. I did a lot of. I was on a lot of aircraft carriers. So pretty much anything that the ship needed, they would have to come through us to get it, because everything on the ship had like a barcode or a stock number, they call it, and whatever department they like, say the helicopter department, they propeller broke, they would get the stock number of the old propeller, then they will send it to us. We'll look it up in the system, see how many we had, and then we'll issue it out to them. And that was like that with everything around the Navy. So that's pretty much what we did. We did shipping and receiving, manifest. I actually organized the Corpus Christi, Texas Air and Water Show. Nice. I had the Blue Angels. Yeah. So I organized the Blue Angels coming out flying. I had the Golden Knights Army parachute team come and do a demonstration. So I took part in putting that whole air show together at Corpus Christi base. So that's what logistics specialists do.
It's an important job. One of the things that they talk about, I've seen this talked about a bunch of times when you talk about like, you know, military campaigns and stuff. It's not so much about like what you do once it's like getting the army onto the field, getting the force there is like half the battle. It's like 3/4 of it, honestly. Right. Can I bring more people to this and more equipment to this battle than the other guy?
Right.
And have it all work.
So yeah, that was fun, man. It had its perks, especially when like on smaller bases, you know, the logistics side is really complicated. But if you're on a smaller base, like it can distance down, and it actually makes the work easy because you have like civilian workers that's in the region that carry like most of the work. So it was so all I had to do was just like submit paperwork and get their approval.
Very cool. Okay, well, we are gonna be talking some Navy stuff today. So we're talking. This episode's gonna air around the anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and so we're gonna talk a little bit Pearl Harbor, and we're gonna talk about some of the badass characters that helped fight off the Japanese attack. So it's gonna be like a weird year anniversary, 84 or something like that. It's not a round number, but it will be on the anniversary of the attack. But I guess this seems like a good place to take a break. So let's do ads real quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk about December 7th, 1941. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. We're here with comedian Rob Mayfield. And Rob, we're going to go back to December 7th, 1941. It's a Sunday morning on Oahu. I mean, this is probably a pretty sweet deployment, right? I imagine if you're in the Navy at this time where you're not ready for World War II to start. Nobody's really expecting the U.S. to be involved in World War II. They're kind of talking about it. But, I'm kind of picturing like, one of the stories that we're going to talk about, these guys were just like out at a party on Saturday night, hanging out, like what you were talking about, going and watching your buddy's comedy show, go listen to music.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty sweet deal, I think, to be stationed on at AS Pearl Harbor in 19.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Have you been out there?
It is. I didn't get a chance to get stationed out there, but I did visit.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So there is, it's a pretty sweet gig for these guys. They're surfing, they're going to parties, they're listening to chill island music, I guess, drinking, Mai Tais with umbrellas in them, that kind of thing. And, so what's going to happen here is it's December 7th, 1941, and 260 miles north of Honolulu, the Japanese Navy has basically snuck across the entire Pacific Ocean unnoticed. So the admiral in charge is a guy named Chuchi Nagumo, and he's traveled with like 6 aircraft carriers across the entire Pacific Ocean, complete radio silence the whole way, and has positioned his guys like in striking distance of literally the entire U.S. Pacific Fleet, which is still not aware that they're coming.
That's crazy.
That's a crazy logistical thing, right? That's talking about logistics, right?
Like, how are y'all not being seen? Are y'all ninjas?
Descended from ninjas, perhaps.
Man, descended from ninjas. Like, man, y'all got some invisibility cloaks that y'all put on the ships already? Because that's wild.
Right.
But I get it, though, because we travel in a large carrier strike group when we go on deployments. And you can't see like the other ships and submarines that's traveling with us either. So I kind of understand why they
really? Is it 'cause
went undetected.
I mean, it's a big ocean, right? I guess.
Yeah.
And then like beyond that, so they've got into kind of striking distance. Americans don't know they're there. The Japanese line up on the aircraft carriers. The whole crew turns out, like they start taking off airplanes. 100 and something airplanes take off. 183 aircraft take off from these 6 aircraft carriers. The whole crew is out there like cheering for them as they're taking off. The planes are flying low over the Pacific, but they do get picked up by the radar station on the northern point of Oahu. This like big blob of radar contacts appears. And the guys monitoring it say, oh, yeah, this is those B-17s, these American B-17s. They're coming back. They're supposed to be here later in the day, but it looks like they're early. I know. You can see it coming. You're like, oh, no. Somebody's getting demoted.
Man, they was asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever. It's 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Like, yeah, it's probably those B-17s. This is probably nothing. I'm not even good. They don't even report it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't pass it on. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, the aircraft, they arrive and they see this. I mean, everything's just laid out for them, right? There's 8 battleships. The whole U.S. fleet is out there. All the aircraft are out on the tarmac. They're all like, I mean, everything's just kind of lined up. All the ammo crates are locked. The guns are unmanned. There's nothing. There's like complete surprise.
That is crazy. And like nobody is aware that it's the perfect setup. It's like when the big boss at the end of the game just showed up. Everybody just cleared out. Like, yo, what? Just hand served you on a platter.
Yeah. I mean, they might as well have bullseyes painted on them, you know? And the commander, the lead Japanese pilot, his name is Mitsuo Fuchida. He gives the command over the radio. He says Tora, 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 which means tiger, tiger, tiger. It means like they're not, like, we got them. Like the complete surprise is achieved. We're gonna go in and attack. So they dive in, and you've got torpedo bombers that kind of fly low over the water and drop the torpedo in the water, and it goes straight across. And then you have these dive bombers that are dropping bombs. You have fighters that are strafing ground targets. It's bad news, and
it is
there's bad news for the U.S. fleet. So the lead attack aircraft, they hit the USS West Virginia with like 6 torpedoes. It gets hit with 6 torpedoes in the first run.
This is annihilation. Like,
it's bad, man. This is bad stuff.
It's this Sunday morning. Could you imagine? Like, I didn't even take my morning piss yet. Like, I literally.
Yeah, and they're not expecting it, right? Like, they know the war is on, and they suspect that at some point they'll be called in, right? Japan is. This is a preemptive strike because presumably, like, Japan's expanding in China, and we're pretty sure we're going to end up having to fight them to some degree somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, they're still brewing coffee this morning,
Like, yo, I literally just stepped out, and it's already full on attack. Like, everything is dying around you. This is nuts.
Yep. Yeah, so this is where we're going to talk. So these 6 torpedoes, they hit the USS West Virginia, and there's a guy working aboard the West Virginia. His rating is mess attendant. His name is Doris Miller, and Doris is a weird name for him at the time. The story is that he's called Doris because when he was born, the midwife thought it was a girl, so the parents named him Doris. And then when they found out, he grows up to be like, he's like 6'3", 200 pounds, a big giant dude. But they never changed his name off the girl's name. So
why did they not like?
At some point, pretty early on, you think they figured out it was a boy, right? And they didn't change. They're like, Doris fits. It's fine.
Nah, man. My daughter got a mustache. Like, what the fuck? I don't think this is your daughter. Pretty sure this is a guy.
Yeah. Jesus, Mom, can you stop calling me Doris?
You stop calling me Doris.
But yeah, so Doris Miller, he's from Waco, Texas. So you were in Corpus Christi. He's from Waco. He's a big guy. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, high school fullback. He's the heavyweight boxing champion aboard the USS West Virginia.
Yes, that's my girl.
Yeah, that's right. Look a girl. Yeah, and so he's black, but in the Navy in 1941 it's segregated. So he's not allowed to touch, he's not allowed to shoot guns, he's not allowed to work on it, he's not allowed to drive the boat, none of that kind of stuff. But he is allowed to he does beat up all the white guys on board to be the heavyweight champion. So there's something with that, I guess.
You just gonna fight.
Yeah, why not? And so his job is mess attendant. So he does like cooking, cleaning, laundry, that kind of stuff. One of the only jobs available to him in the Navy in 1941. But, he's kind of folding laundry and 6 torpedoes hit the West Virginia. And he's kind of like, I think I got better stuff to do than keep folding. I'm not going to, like, I think we got something. I feel like I could be more useful doing something else. So he runs to his battle station, which was, he was loading ammo into one of those big guns. It's like one of these big battleships, right? So his job was to kind of carry ammo, carry shells to the artillery guns. But he goes to his battle station, and that his gun is already completely destroyed. It's been hit by a bomb, and it's toast, right? So he kind of runs to the main room where everybody's kind of getting together, and he sees the second in command, the XO is there, and he's just like, Miller, come with me. We got a problem. So takes him over to the captain. So in one of the early strikes, the ship's captain, this guy named Mervyn Bennion, he's very severely wounded. He's taken a bunch of shrapnel to his gut and he's bleeding. He's not going to make it. He's like fatally wounded, but he's still alive and he's still like giving orders and commands and everything. And yeah. And so Miller's job becomes like carry this dude around to wherever he needs to go so that he can give orders to everybody because he can't walk.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so Captain Bennion's like, bring me here. And so Miller just picks him up, and the guy's probably bleeding like crazy, right? Picks him up, carries him to all the different locations where he's like, we got to go here. We got to talk to these guys. We got to go here, Get me up onto the deck because I got to get up there. He's carrying him up ladders, upstairs and stuff. Savage.
That guy, hey, he's a beast. He refused to go.
Refused to go down.
He was his Lieutenant Dan. I'm supposed to die on the field. He said he's going to die in battle.
That's right.
That is crazy.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, he's already dead, right? Why not? He's already not going to make it, but he knows it. And they're like, well, you should probably go to the doctor. He's like, no, I'm not going to make it. Just bring me up onto the deck so I can yell at everybody.
That's a lot of dead weight.
Yeah.
Carrying around, giving orders.
He carried him up a ladder. How do you carry that dude up a ladder? I don't know, man. You got to be strong, I guess.
Man, yeah, and them ladders the ladders are steep. On the ship, ladders are steep. They really steep.
I feel like I've been on like tours of like World War II battleships. I feel like I don't have a lot of room to move around on those things, and I'm not.
You don't?
I'm not 200 pounds, you know?
Now you dragging his body with you.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I told my 5-year-old he had to walk up the stairs because I didn't feel like carrying him. Okay, so he gets the captain to a good spot where he can kind of give orders and oversee things. There's still like, by the time when you get up out of the ship, like it's a chaos, right? 183 ships strafing, their aircraft strafing all these ships, torpedoes, bombs, everything's kind of blowing up all over the place. And he's up there, he's dropped off the captain, and now he's looking for something else to do. He finds these 2 50 cal machine guns that have nobody manning them. And he's just like, okay. So him and this other guy are ordered to load the guns, right? Because, I mean, they were so not prepared for this that all the ammo crates are locked and people have to figure out where the keys are, get the keys, unlock them. All the guns are unloaded. Right. There's nobody.
Because it's fucking Sunday. Because it's Sunday, bro. It's Sunday.
What are you
fucking Sunday, man.
Time to wake up. And so they run to load these 50 cals, these Ma Deuces, and they load them up, but the gunner is not showing up to fire them, right? I don't know if he's dead or wounded or whatever. Nobody's coming to shoot these things.
Nobody coming to shoot this shit.
Yeah. And Doris Miller.
You're finding the nearest. You're just looking for the nearest murder. Hey, what do you shoot? Everybody just
something. Shoot. We have to fire back at these guys. We need to be shooting back. And so he gets it loaded, and the other guy that's with him, so remember, Doris is not a weapons guy, right? He's not trained in how to use any of this stuff. He's not supposed to touch any of it. He's not supposed to fire any of this stuff. But he's just like, yeah, show me how this works. And the guy's like, well, it's easy. It's a thumb and point it and pull the trigger, right? And so, yeah, Doris is like, I can figure that out. He has this great quote when they ask him about it afterwards. He's like, yeah, it wasn't that hard. I just pulled the trigger and she worked just fine.
Simple. Straight to the point. Like, look, aim and shoot.
Yep. Business end towards airplane. And he starts firing this gun, and he's one of the only guys on the West Virginia. I mean, remember, this West Virginia has something like 100 anti-aircraft guns, right? But none of them are active because they weren't expecting to be attacked. So he's one of the only guys on the ship that's firing back.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He shoots down he shoots down a Japanese Zero. He shoots down an enemy aircraft and reloads the weapon like 3 or 4 more times. And at some point, like they're trying to take him out specifically because he's the only working gun on the ship. So everybody's aiming for him.
Yeah, he the only one shooting.
All the aircraft are kind of lining up at him, right?
That's crazy. Out of the whole base, he's the only one shooting.
The only guy shooting, yeah. Yeah. And so
he out here like Rambo.
He is. He shoots every bullet that they have.
Taking out a whole army by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
Taking out a whole fleet by himself.
He does. They say he shoots down. Man. He's credited with shooting down at least one. But some of the guys that were with him said he probably got 4. Probably shot down 4 enemy airplanes with a deck gun, which is like not really designed for that, right? Like,
he had nothing else to shoot.
Right.
He was gonna throw rocks at the shit.
Right. Yeah. I got laundry. I got a kitchen knife. I can peel potatoes. I can But yeah, he reloads the gun 3 or 4 times. He shoots all the ammo that he brought for both those machine guns. Shoots down 4 enemy planes, and then when he runs out of bullets, he starts. I mean, the ship's going down at this point. He starts grabbing guys and carrying them off the ship. So he saves something like a dozen guys by like just the Forrest Gump thing. He just picks them up and carries them off the boat onto shore, goes back, gets another guy. Ship's on fire. It's being attacked. I mean, just crazy stuff.
It's chaotic. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so while that's going on, further down Battleship Row, this is where the USS Arizona gets hit by a bomb that goes directly into the magazine and ignites all the ammo for the ship. And the whole battleship just explodes and sinks. The Arizona goes down with like 1,000 guys on board, right? Like, I mean, just really bad news. You could still go see the Arizona because it's sunk and they never raised it. So like you can go out there. If you go to Pearl Harbor, you can like take a boat over top of it and look down at it. And it's crazy to see that.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Hey man, they need the CO with the shrapnel and no legs to hop on the gun and start shooting.
Right. Get that captain out there. Yeah, that captain fights. He goes down with the ship. He gets the Medal of Honor for like commanding the ship. Captain Mervyn Bennion, he commands the West Virginia until he goes down with the ship. Yeah, he got the Medal of Honor for that. And then
oh wow, that's dope.
Yeah, Doris Miller gets the Navy Cross for his actions. He gets it personally awarded to him by Admiral Nimitz, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And so the Arizona goes up, and then further down, the last ship down is the USS Nevada. And somehow, like nobody else, everything else is kind of, you got Doris Miller firing, you got a couple guys on the ground firing, you got guys with like rifles on the ground shooting because there's nothing else to do. But the Nevada gets underway. They get their boilers up and running, and they start to get powered up. But they're also like, these are moored to the dock with like these big heavy ropes, right? It's like 8 giant ropes.
Yeah, it's
like,
more. So you got to get the bosun mates and stuff to unmoor it and push it to get it out in the water.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and so that's where we're going with this, is that the chief boatswain is a guy named Edwin J. Hill. And Edwin Hill takes a team onto the deck, and like they're being shot at the whole time, right? And they get out onto the deck to untie the ropes to get the Nevada underway. And the Japanese are attacking them. They're strafing them with Zeros, and they eventually get it untied. The Nevada gets up and running and starts sailing away. The boatswain gets the last rope undone. The ship's just already starting to go. He's just like, go. Strips off his shirt, jumps in the water, and swims back to the boat so that he can like keep fighting with it. Which I just love that visual, It's committed,
It can make sense. Just rip his shirt off. Rah! I got this.
I got this. We're going to do this. You're not going to fight without me. And he swims out to the Nevada. The Nevada keeps going. It gets its anti-aircraft guns online. It gets the engines going. It's the only one that's trying to make a run for it. It becomes kind of, because most of the battleships have already been hit pretty hard, it becomes the main target for the next wave that comes. So this ship is basically fighting the entire Japanese Air Force or Naval Air Force at the same time. And, you know, it's kind of, the stories of people who were there. They're like very, you know, there was a lot of people like cheering when they could see the Nevada was moving because they were just like, oh, thank God, like somebody, like they're not all dead, right?
We're not all dead.
Yeah, right. Somebody's still alive. So one of these boats is still working. And the Japanese hit it really hard. It's pretty severely damaged. But this same guy, Edwin Hill, he is he's like, all right, we're not going to make it out of here. And so when the order is given to kind of basically ground it, he's like, he's part of the team that's like, how are we going to put this, like, it's crippled, but how are we going to put it ashore in a way that it's not going to, like, we're not going to lose the ship forever, right? We don't want it to sink to the bottom of the harbor. We need to get it into like a shallower area. And so he's part of, I'm not sure how the mechanics of this work, but he's part of the anchor team that gets it in a spot so that it doesn't sink and is lost. He's killed in action doing this, but the Nevada survives. And it's one of, out of the 8 battleships in the harbor, only 3 of them are going to fight again. And this is one of them because of this guy. And so that's pretty cool.
Guy ripped his shirt off and jumped in the water and fucking pushed his boat to
literally, like that's what that's how I feel like just grabbing the rope and like pulling on the whole thing, behind him, you know,
over his shoulder.
He's like, I'll just ride the anchor down, you know.
Man, that's wild.
Wild story, right?
That's intense though. That is some courageous shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. These are like real life action heroes. For sure. Yeah. You know, and it is that, right? Because this is kind of a, you know, this is a bad day for the Navy, but these guys come through and, you know, one of the things at the beginning, like one of the reasons the Japanese, because you think like, oh, Japan's small, like why would it attack the U.S.? And like they weren't going to beat us in a war, obviously, because we have so many more people and so much more industry, all this other stuff. But the hope was that the Japanese plan was that like if they attacked really hard on Pearl Harbor and just blasted the whole Navy and just killed a bunch of people, that like they weren't concerned with like they were thinking that like the Americans didn't want to fight anything. They were like, you guys are nothing. We're not afraid of you. Like we're gonna punch you really hard in the face and you're gonna cave and you're gonna apologize and give up, right? Right.
And so these guys are kind of a good example of like, I don't think that's what's going to happen here. That is not the They did not get the reaction they thought they were hoping for. Okay, let's take another quick break right here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about George Welsh and Kenneth Taylor. They're 2 soldiers who are going to wake up on December 7th with a serious hangover. All right, welcome back. We are going to talk about one more story that I really like, and we were talking like Sunday morning. We're going to talk about these 2 guys, George Welsh and Ken Taylor. And so Welsh is a guy who, he's an interesting guy because he was a mechanical engineer at Purdue, and he's the eldest, he's the heir to the Welsh's grape juice fortune, which is a funny thing to say.
Oh, wow.
That Welsh's grape juice fortune is not an expression I ever thought I'd use in a sentence, but
that's so random.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I killed 47 people in the war, but do you know I also made grape jelly and toast? The juice is amazing.
Yeah, that's his deal. So he's a grape juice guy. So he doesn't have to go fly around in a fighter plane, but that's what he's doing.
You chose to do that.
So he's but he's a fighter pilot, and that's his job, right? So he's at the Air Force base, or I guess the Army base on the island, and he's 23. He's roommating with like his buddy Ken Taylor, and these guys are like kind of party dudes. There's a story that one time, I mean, this is Hawaii in like at peacetime, you know, they're just out partying. They're talking to girls. There's some story where they went out to some big party. I'm picturing like these, you know, these wherever they have the band, like all the music they listen to is like brass instruments and stuff. And they go out to some dance floor thing, and they were wearing their parachutes underneath their dinner jackets. They were wearing like their dress uniforms, but then like they took the jacket off and they shot the parachute off in the middle of the dance floor. That's like some story that some of the crazy stuff they did. That's these guys.
Of course they did that. They what, 20? You said he was what, 23?
23, yeah.
They was young as heck.
Well, did dumb stuff when we were in our 20s.
Man, for real.
And so these guys are like, if we're talking action hero, the scene opens with like they're like laying in bed. They're still wearing their dress uniforms that they wore out partying the night before. They were out Saturday night getting drunk, playing poker, smoking cigars, talking to girls. They wake up basically like face down in their bunks, to like waking up by like sound of machine gun fire. They're all like hungover and stuff. They're still wearing their clothes from the night before, probably hungover, and then they wake up to like explosions and gunfire and aircraft and stuff.
That is oh my God, that is the wildest way to wake up from a hangover.
Yeah. Just grab a handful of ibuprofen and
man, all the drugs you take them, like, man, we are in for it. We have no idea what's happening right now.
Yeah, so they wake up, they're like, what the hell's going on? So Welsh calls down to the airfield. He's like, get two P-40s ready, like gassed and ready, because we're coming and we're gonna go up and fight these guys. And so the air crew's like, all right, we'll do what we can. He and Taylor jump in to Welsh's Buick, and they're at the top of this hill, and they drive this Buick like 100 miles an hour down these like winding mountain roads in Hawaii, like on roads that have already been shot up by the enemy. So there's like, forget potholes, right? Like,
and you drunk? And you drunk? This is crazy. You drunk doing 100 down a Rocky Mountain? Drunk driving down a Rocky Mountain is crazy.
Yep. And so they're hauling down the road. They get to the airfield. They've got 2 fighter planes gassed up and ready to go. They're loaded up with 30 millimeter, but they don't have any 50 cal ammo for these guys. So they're like, all right, well, you're gonna have to make do, right? with the lighter ammo.
Oh my God.
So these guys get in and they do like a really quick check over of all their stuff, and they take off to go fight whatever 183 enemy aircraft. And like as they're taking off, there's like in the radio, there's like, who are these guys? Like, you do not have clearance to take off. And they're like, now we're going.
Well, like, what you mean? Everything's blowing up around us. What you mean? We're taking this plane.
Right. And so, I mean, it's the airfield, and a lot of these planes are lined up on the airfield, and like the Japanese hit them immediately, right? So that was one of the first targets, and they're just lined up, strafing down the aircrafts where they're all lined up. I mean, all these aircraft on the tarmac are destroyed. They find like basically 2 that work, and these guys take them up in the air, and like you said, still drunk. They're still wearing their dress uniforms from the night before, like their dinner jackets and stuff. They take off, and they fly into a formation of 12 enemy dive bombers, which these are D3 Vals. So they have like a gun, they have cannons in the front, they have a torpedo underneath, and then there's a dude that sits in the back, like facing backwards with a machine gun. So
shoot with the machine gun. Yeah, to shoot. Oh my God.
And so those guys are they're at an altitude of 1,000 feet, which is low, right? And Welsh and Taylor dive into these guys, and they take out a couple. So each of them, they dive into the formation. The formation's kind of lined up to take another pass on the battleships. These guys shoot down 2 of them. The formation scatters. They chase them. They shoot down 2 more while they're running away. And everybody's kind of starting to get a little excited because, like, oh man, it's like you got Doris Miller, you've got the Nevada running, you've got these 2 guys up in the air, the only 2 American aircraft up in the air right now. There was like a combat air patrol that got shot down immediately, and so these are the only guys that are up. They're the first Americans to shoot down an enemy airplane in World War II.
2 drunk dudes.
2 drunk dudes, the grape juice guy and the
2 drunk dudes saving this country is crazy. Can you imagine? They were like, who's playing this? And like, hey, it's me and my buddy Welch. We got it from here, boss. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right.
I haven't been drinking. What are you talking about? I had 2 beers.
Like, is there a problem, Ossifer?
So they take down 4 aircraft. They have to come back to rearm now. So they fly back to the airfield. They land on the airfield while it's still under attack, right? So like there's bombs and Zeros and stuff flying over, blowing everything up. They land, they get refitted with gas. They just land and they kind of drive near the closest gas truck they can find. And then they're just waving out the window. They open the cockpit and they're waving like, hey, somebody give me gas. I need help. So they find a couple of guys. There's 2 dudes that run out, these 2 mechanics. I wish I had their names, but I don't. And these 2 mechanics come running out of the barracks. Everybody's kind of hiding, right? Because they're all hunkered down in a secure spot because they're under attack. But these 2 guys run out onto the airfield while it's under attack. They gas up the airplanes. They load up the 30 millimeter and then or the 30 cal. And then they're like, look, we need 50 cal. Like, we couldn't find the bullets before, but we need them. We need the heavy machine gun ammo because we're going to be taking on aircraft. We need it. And so these 2 techs, they look at the warehouse where the 50 cal is stored, and it's literally on fire, like black smoke, like the building has been attacked and is on fire. And they're like, well, here you go. Here's logistics. They're like, I guess that dude needs the 50 cal. We got to go get it.
We gotta go get in this burning building.
We gotta run into a burning building full of ammunition.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
Gonna blow ourselves up trying to blow people up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But they do it. They run into that building. They get 50 cal. They load it into the aircraft. Everything's kind of gassed up, ready to go. The propeller's on, and this major comes running up the air tarmac in his uniform, and he's like, "You're not authorized to take off. I'm giving you a direct order not to take off."
What?
Yeah.
We are under attack, bro. Like, what?
Right.
What do you mean?
Why would you give that order?
Oh my God. Why would you give that order? What are you planning on doing? What is a major like? What are you just gonna stand here and look around, do twiddle your thumbs?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here doing nothing, holding my stuff. Right, I'll just throw the 50 cal at them.
Right.
That'll work. They throttle up and I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. What did you say? Sorry, I got to take off. Remind me when we get back to finish this conversation. And they,
yeah, if he's still alive,
right? So these 2 guys take off and they're looking for more trouble. They find a flight of 15 bombers with fighter escort, and they just attack it because why not?
Because why not? Shit.
Because why not? Yeah. And so they attack it. Welsh's aircraft gets hit with an incendiary round, but he stays together. Taylor's cockpit gets sprayed. He gets shot in the leg, and like 2 bullets hit he gets 2 bullet holes in the seat behind him, like next to his head.
Oh, wow.
But they miss him. They hit the seat. He gets hit in the leg, but he's okay. He's going to be all right. And they fly in there and they destroy several more Japanese fighter bombers. And
yeah, those 2 dudes are awesome.
They're awesome. But then here's another crazy thing is that the guys on the ground at this point in the battle, the Americans are starting to get up and running, right? The whole thing takes 2 hours. The whole attack on Pearl Harbor is over in 2 hours. But towards the end of it, the Americans are starting to get organized. And the anti-aircraft guns on the ground are working now. And they start shooting, but they're also shooting at these 2 pilots, Welsh and Taylor, because they don't know that they're they're the only 2 Americans in the air right now. Like, we got any guys up there? They look at the official thing like, no, nobody has orders to take off. Probably not our guys.
Oh my God.
So they're getting shot at by their own guys when they're coming into land. So they go up and they shoot down some more Zeros and this stuff. And they say that maybe they get they have 6 confirmed kills between the 2 of them, but there's, confirmed kills is one of these weird things. It's estimated they shot down between 6 and 10 of the enemy. But then as they're coming into land, the airfield is shooting at them because they don't realize that they're American aircraft. They think it's Zeros coming in for another bombing run, and they start shooting at them. They're like, "Stop shooting at me!
Stop shooting at us, freaking idiot!"
I'm too drunk for this.
Man, we way too drunk, bro. We way too drunk.
Yeah. So they live. I mean, both these guys live. They survive. And they pull it out. So
that is great. Oh my god. Best drunk night ever.
Let me fly this airplane. I'm actually just a cook.
I'm just gonna be folding sheets right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's it. After 2 hours, the American fleet is very, very severely damaged. So 21 U.S. ships sunk, including 5 battleships. 188 American planes destroyed, 159 more damaged. American casualties are 3,500, 2,400 dead, 1,100 wounded.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Japanese lose just 29 aircraft, 10 to our 2 pilots, and then 4 more to Doris Miller. So the stories we told kind of it for for the good news. And yeah, U.S. declares war on Japan the next day, and then Germany declares war on the U.S. and now we're in World War II. So, tough day, but like you said, these guys are kind of action heroes, and they kind of make this statement that we're not gonna just kind of give up because you attacked us.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to fight. Gonna have to ride this out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to settle the score here. So for the guys we talked about, Doris Miller gets the Navy Cross from Admiral Nimitz. He goes on to serve throughout the war, but he is killed in action towards the end of the war when his ship is sunk by a torpedo. So that's kind of a sad ending for him. But he was a big hero. Got to do like a tour of the U.S. and give talks and stuff. But then he wants to go back out, and he goes back out, and his ship is sunk. Welsh and Taylor, they both get the Distinguished Service Cross. They don't get the Medal of Honor. They're nominated for the Medal of Honor, but because they disobeyed orders, they don't get it.
That is bogus. That is wild.
That's military bureaucracy, right?
It happens though. It's stuff like that happens, man. But that sucks.
That one major was just like, nope, denying this application.
That is crazy. I saved y'all lives, man. I saved us. I'm out here saving us, and you.
They're gonna land. That major's gonna be standing there with a blood alcohol test, with a breathalyzer. Actually, you guys.
That's a breathalyzer. Well, I didn't give you the Medal of Honor because you guys are drunk on duty.
Mm-hmm. Didn't listen to me when I told you to not go up there. Welsh goes on. He flies 300 missions in World War II and shoots down 16 Japanese aircraft. Then he's a test pilot after that for the F-86 Sabre. He might have broken the sound barrier a week before Chuck Yeager did it, but it can't be confirmed because when he was on that flight, like all of his instruments exploded because he was going too fast. And so they didn't. Maybe he was fat. Maybe he broke the sound barrier first, but we can't document it. And he goes on to fight in Korea. He shoots down 6 MiGs while he's in Korea. And then in 1954, he dies when his F-100 Super Sabre, he's doing a test pilot run on it, and he pulls 7 Gs at Mach 1.1, and the thing just completely falls apart and explodes. Which, if you're going to go out, like, that's kind of a badass thing for your...
I was just going really, really fast.
What happened? How'd you die? I was pulling 7 Gs at Mach 1.1, and my fighter jet exploded. Because I was too extreme. It couldn't handle me.
Man, Welsh is a beast. This guy wasn't playing no games.
Mm-hmm. No. Think about that the next time you have like a grape juice, juice box.
You chose this. And found out that you was really good at shooting and killing people when you could have just been serving grape juice and jelly.
There's 2 types of people in this world.
Oh my God.
And then Edwin Hill Edwin Hill dies at Pearl Harbor, goes down with the ship. But the Nevada lives. It's one of 3 battleships that survive the encounter. Luckily, you were talking about being on a carrier. Luckily, like the carrier fleet was away when this happened, so all the American aircraft carriers survive, which is kind of why some people. It's at this time everybody kind of thought battleships were the answer to naval warfare, and one of the reasons why they think that transitioned to aircraft carriers is that when the U.S. had to fight Japan, they didn't have any battleships, so they only had aircraft carriers left, and so they were like, well, "What can we do with this?"
Yep.
And that kind of changed things. But the Nevada gets back underway. They fix it. It participates in 7 battles during World War II, including like Okinawa. But the distinction it has is that it was when the Allies were going to land at Normandy for D-Day. The Nevada was the first Allied ship that fired on the German positions. So like it started the Battle of D-Day, which is kind of cool. And that was like on purpose. They were making a statement.
Yeah.
Like, you thought you took us out, but now we're gonna bomb. We're gonna bomb. We're gonna bomb
they
you.
learned from Japan, like, hey, we got to get the drop on them first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, we gonna shoot first.
Yep. And so they fired first, and that's the story. That's the heroes of Pearl Harbor that I wanted to talk about. So Rob, I want to say thanks for coming on and helping me tell the story. It was good having you here. I've never laughed.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad I was able to hear these stories because that's freaking dope.
Yeah, this is the most I've ever laughed while talking about Pearl Harbor.
That's dope, man. You got two drunk guys saving the cut. Oh my God. That is awesome.
You've got it came down to the ship's cook and 2 drunk guys, and then this just like Rambo boatswain.
Boatswain that ripped his shirt off and pulled the boat. That's crazy.
All right. Well, Rob, where can people find you online and your stuff?
On all forms of social media, I am on Facebook under my regular name, Rob Mayfield. I am on Instagram at Make the World Laugh. One is all one word, MAKEDA, World Laugh, and the number 1. That's my Instagram. That's the same as my TikTok and my Snapchat.
Sweet. All right. Well, Rob, I'd love to have you come back on at some point, talk about something else, if you'd be up for that.
Man, I would love to. Just let me know. This was dope. I had a great time. This was very fun.
Yeah, me too. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks for being on the show, and thanks to all of you out there for listening to it. We always like having you here, and we hope to see you next week with another story. And until then, stay badass. Badass of the Week is produced by High Five Content and $7 Productions. Executive producers are Dwayne Johnson, Danny Garcia, Andrew Jacobs, Hiram Garcia, Brian Gewirtz, Frankie Chaparino, and of course, me, Ben Thompson. Writing is by me and my semi-regular but always awesome co-host, Dr. Patricia Larish. Story editing by Ian Jacobs. Our mixing, music, and sound design is done by the incomparable Jude Brewer. Production support by Jean McGale-Waite. Badass of the Week is based on my website, badassoftheweek.com, where you can read all sorts of stories about other badasses. If you want to reach out with questions or ideas, you can email us at badasspodcast@badassoftheweek.com. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, follow, listen, tell your friends, and tell your enemies. And please leave us a review. If you want to support Badass of the Week, please check out our Patreon page. We'll be back next week with another one.